Awesome. Thank you so much, Samar. Okay, so today, I guess, we wanted to focus more on interviewing. I know we had a very good session last week about interviewing as well, and we shared some of the most important questions that most people need to prepare for an interview. I think let me just bring those questions. Tell me about yourself is the first one, and the other question is why should we hire you? What was the other ones? What is your greatest weakness or your greatest failure? Sorry, strength. This is also another question that you definitely need to um, prepare yourself for. What else? I'm just trying to get the questions
Uh,
from my previous.
I
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
two other questions. The first one, tell me about a time you failed and how did you
Yes,
deal with it? And the last one is, tell me about a team member who was not pulling their weight and how did you deal with it?
amazing. Thanks so much, Ali.
Yeah, you
Again,
are welcome.
so those questions are definitely something that everybody need to prepare for, and you guys need to have stories to answer those questions, and this is how you will engage the hiring managers or whatever the interview panel to be able to support you and uh, decide that you are the right hire. If you are able to engage them, this means that you're able to engage other colleagues who you will work with in the field, or maybe your customers, your stakeholders internally, and you're not a shy person. You're not someone who's, uh, you know, afraid to speak in public groups. So that's a very important thing to prepare for before even you get interviews. So even if you don't have interviews today, storytelling is one of the most important things that you need to prepare for. So I give you some of the examples that I normally focus on with the folks that I work with, and those are stories about problem solving. Every one of us need to come for an interview, have maybe two, three stories about how did you solve a problem as a hero in your previous employer that aligns to the problems that your current employer or your next employer will face. So I'll maybe want to give you guys a chance to interact with us today and try to share a story, and then we'll give you some guidance if you would like, again, to get that live feedback. And this is a safe space for you, so don't feel shy or feel bad about whatever you say or wrong answer. How to land jobs. So if any of you want to share a problem-solving story, how are you going to share this with your interviewer? Does anyone have a story that they want to share with us, and maybe we can give him or her feedback? No? Either you guys are ready or you're not ready at all. So, again, don't feel shy. It's good to practice here. If you're not ready for that in the interview, this is where you should practice. If you don't practice, then it's going to be hard. Samer, go ahead.
So I would like to encourage everybody to practice presenting themselves. When you go for the interview or a meeting with HR, if you are waiting for HR to speak, then you're gaining no points. You are going for the interview to speak up and present yourself. And this is a safe zone for you to practice this and present yourself and ask for questions. Practice, practice, practice until you master it. And then when you go for the interview, that is your time to speak up. And then also harvest a lot of points. At the end, interview is a point collection exercise. And when you go for the interview and you collect 500 points, you are going to receive job offer better than someone who collected 400 points. Think that way, and you will be successful always in every interview.
Okay, so maybe let's give them some warm up here, Samer, and share maybe some more insights, that can help them get the courage. So again, storytelling is just as a simple as if you're seeing a movie. You start with the context, you start with the drama. When you go to the movie, at the beginning of the movie, they hook you up with a drama. Something that strange happened that you've been excited to know, oh, how did that happen? what what's next? What's going to happen to the hero or to whoever had the drama in the movie, and that will keep you watching until the end of the movie. So that's exactly what you need to do when you share a story. You start with the context. So if your context, like, I just had to do something, and we started working on it, and we did X and Y and Z, and then it happened, and that's it. So it doesn't give the people who are hearing you that kind of engagement. It doesn't make them really feel excited. It feels like you're also not very excited yourself about what you've done. But if you tell me, oh, there was a time that when my company was going through a major upgrade, and then during that upgrade, we were having audit by a financial institute, and this financial institute needed us to deliver some reports, and then the migration failed, and then we had to find a way to restore the migration in 3 hours, because again we had to deliver that audit report to this organization, otherwise we lose maybe the company certification. So that's a lot of pressure, lots of drama, lots of thing that will make the hiring manager feel, oh, yeah, this is a really big problem, this is something that is exciting, and I definitely need to hear what did you do to solve that problem. And if you can definitely add numbers in your context of the drama, like you can say, oh, this audit report would make us save around $3 million to our company, and this $3 million will make us keep some people from not getting laid off. And it was a ton of pressure. So you see, the more you put numbers, the more the drama becomes more clear, that there was some people affected, and there is some decisions need to be made, and then accordingly. So what did you do now? So what I did, I took this effort, and I started to analyze, I started to find the facts, and started to bring a context about what is the issue. And then once I have figured out the issue with my tools and my protocols, and again, depending on your industry, depending on the environment that you use, whether it's Azure or AWS or Google or whatever, then you were able to find a plan. Create a plan for yourself or for your colleagues. If this is something that you will do on your own, then your part is should be clear. So my task was exactly to reconfigure the router. Some other folks had to do X and Y and Z, but my part was to reconfigure the routers in order for the migration to get back live, and we're able to deliver those reports. So I need to be clear about what my contribution is as an action, and then the result of my contribution in numbers. I'll pause here and see if anyone have any questions about what I shared, and then again, it would be great if you guys can practice your story here. Problem solving story is one of the most important stories that you need to share during an interview. Samar, do you have any insights? It seems like folks are still warming up, so I want to give them a chance to be ready to share their insights.
Yeah, I would be happy. So, presenting yourself, guys, when you go for interview or something else, there's a lot of different chances to present yourself. So you're presenting yourself at work over weeks. You're presenting yourself in a meetings, presentation meetings or something, and that will be maybe 1 or 2 hours. You're presenting yourself in interviews, and that's mostly 45 minutes or around that. Again, think about different timing spots. So again, you are presenting yourself when you are meeting someone casually in an event, and that is like 5 minutes presentation. Less than this, there's elevator pitch, and that's presenting yourself in the elevator probably for 1 or 2 minutes only. So think about all these different occasions and try to tailor made your presentation skills based on that, where you can stretch it or contract it based on time. Before you start presenting yourself, have a brain map. Say what is the main things that you have to present in your answer. What is HR is looking for? And then try to fill the time accordingly. Don't let your brain go by flow and just speak, because your brain will go historically. That's the easiest way for the brain. He would say, I have been born in this, I came from this country, I graduated in this date, started my first work, second work, third work, fourth work. And that is a very, very wrong way of presenting yourself. Nobody in HR is happy to sit down and analyze your history and study your biography to figure out who are you. You should be the one who's presenting yourself in a cohesive way, saying, I have an experience in this. This is my education. This is my total year of experience. Don't let HR count historically. That's a wrong way. And then when you decide this brain map, you will go and present yourself based on the given time. If you have 10 seconds, you present yourself in 10 seconds. I can present myself in 10 seconds. I will say, I am human resources and employment coach. You gave me 15 seconds, then I will add, I have 18 years of experience. 20 seconds, then yeah, I'm graduated master's degree in human resources and training management from UK. As much you give me time, I can give you information, but make sure every time you are giving the most important details. If you are listing everything you presented over the time, there should not be an information coming after that is more important than the one before. So try to present yourself with the most important thing at the beginning, and then less important, less important, less important. And that is an exercise you should be doing by yourself, sitting at home, drafting your professional summary, deciding what is more important than the others, put it in a nice order, practice it, and start presenting yourself. It is very, very important thing.
Thank you, Samar. Sharif, I see you raise your hand. Please go ahead.
Yes. So Ahmed and Tamer, let me take a stab uh, at
Yeah, please
presenting
go ahead.
a situation that I had. I'm going to, as Samar was mentioning, I'm going to keep this the short version just because, in the interest of time, others might want to present as well. So
Yeah.
the 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 the, the situation that I would like to elaborate about today was as a product manager, one of my recent assignments was with a not-for-profit organization called Urban Food Alliance, and I was brought in as the product lead for their um, the mobile and web interface, their primary portal through which not only do partners but even recipients of the donations interact with the organization. And I was brought in to kind of explore possibilities of creating efficiencies, interconnectivities for the organization. So, Urban Food Alliance deals with food insecurity. They are based out of the New York area. So, they focus on providing food packages for the needy. They have emergency food drives. They do. So, being a typical not-for-profit, the situation that I had to deal with was
Let him finish.
the
You are not listening.
okay.
Okay.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah. I'm trying to
No,
interrupt you because you are trying to
no.
present the company. And why do we care about the company you came from? We care
Okay,
about what have you been doing in that company? What is
I,
your skills?
got it.
All right? Yeah.
So
I
Don't
think I
present.
think let him finish his thought, Samar, and then we'll give him the feedback at the end. I think let him do whatever he likes to do, and then we'll give the feedback at the end. Thank you.
okay, but I'll keep it fairly crisp. I think I was rambling a little bit about the company, but
It's okay. Again,
the situation was as a the product manager, we had there was a directive from the company to apply for government grants, And as a
Mhm.
part of the grant requirements, they wanted us to track and report on recipients who were benefiting from these donations, how often they, so there was a need for data that needed to be collected. So as a part of the product team, the plan was to come up with a recipient portal, which would be an add-on to the primary portal. But as a part of some of the due diligence and the primary research that we did, what became very apparent was that we would have a very difficult time getting compliance from people self registering themselves. And because of GDPR and other regulations, we couldn't expressly ask people for information or collect information other than them self expressing it. So the challenge that we faced was, on one side, we needed to track numbers in terms of how we were uh, utilizing the funds that we received, and to report on that in terms of hard numbers. And this would have enabled us to get almost like a $650,000 grant, which would be almost like a lifeline for this organization. On the other
Mhm.
side, we knew that even if we put a lot of the effort in coming up with a recipient portal, compliance would be very hard for us to to establish. So as a part of the being the lead person on the team, I had to figure out how are we going to accomplish both goals. I mean, how are we going to be able to get the compliance that we need, and at the same time also be able to track the information that we need to be able to apply for the grant. And the specific sort of solution that I came up with was, instead of tracking recipients, we started creating what is now the partner portal instead. So um, Urban Food Alliance works with a lot of other partner organizations, and a lot of them have established tracking mechanisms. And because of the way they are set up, they have different um, uh, compliance requirements, and hence for them, they're able to kind of gather data from other sources. So by partnering with them, we created those linkages where we would be able to um, co-sponsor events, be able to do the food drives in partnership with these events, also make that information available on our portal. Thereby, not only did it help us collect the numbers we needed, but it also kind of gave us a broader reach. So at the end,
Yeah.
not only were we able to kind of get the numbers that we needed, although it was not specific to who just our recipients, but we got a larger aggregate information. It still helped us in applying for the grant. And what was also really interesting was, as an outcome of this, we created linkages with other organizations that made our relevance in the marketplace even more important. So this was one situation that I can speak about.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharif. Again, thank you so much for, first of all, having the courage to share that with us. Definitely that takes some courage from you and not easy. So kudos to you, first of all. So I'll give you again some feedback from my end, and then I'll pass it on to Samer to provide feedback. But I before I do that, I want you guys to give Samer some of what you felt. Again, you definitely felt something when Samer shared, sorry, when shared his story. And I want you to be honest again, because this is you exactly in an interview. Sometimes you do the same thing, and you will feel the same thing as you just felt now. So if anyone is open to share what he or she felt from what Sharif shared, that will definitely give Sharif, a good insight. So who would like to share first? And again, this is a safe space, and it's a let's say positive constructive feedback, not trying to put Sharif under the bus. He was just again trying to support him during his journey and to support you as well. So if anyone is brave enough again to give feedback, that's another brave thing to do, giving feedback, which is needed at the workplace. So if you're not having the courage to give constructive feedback without again um, putting pressure on the person who you're giving the feedback, then that's another skill that it's very important for the workplace. Anyone wants to volunteer here? It's difficult, huh? I see you guys smiling. Okay, okay, then I'll think I'll go ahead and give the feedback, but just to avoid any issues here. So I think Sharif, again, you gave a little bit of good context. I think one of the key areas of improvement, it was long. Whatever you said, it was a little bit long. It took you almost 5 minutes to answer that question or more. I think I counted the minutes. It was almost 5 minutes. So we lost you almost after 3 minutes. And that is a normal human thing. If you speak more than 3 minutes, people will lose you. That's automatic. The brain focus today, spam is very less. Like social media is making us distracted very quickly. Everybody will start checking their phone, their brain is in the lunch, or maybe what I'm going to do next, and so you will lose them. So you have to land your message within 2 to 3 minutes max. And that's again for everybody. Land your message within 2 to 3 minutes, not less than 2 minutes, not more than 3 minutes. Because if you do more than 3 minutes, you will lose them. If you do less than 2 minutes, it could be very short, that it does not cover everything. You did a great job in the context at the beginning. You tried to explain the drama, and this was very good. But you didn't give us some numbers enough that would help us get more of the drama. I think you mentioned 6,500 something about the grant, and that was a good number to share. But it's maybe you didn't tell us how long did that take you, like the duration, and the time. Give the drama more pressure. Like I don't think I recall that you said it was a week or 2 weeks or 1 month. I didn't hear that. I'm not sure if I missed it, but I didn't hear that. That's something that you may want to consider. um, the other thing, I think you said a lot of we and the team, and you didn't focus on yourself. What did you exactly contribute? That's something very, very important. I know that in so many areas, it's a teamwork, and it's an effort that you maybe contributed to it, but the hiring manager or the employer, they are interested only in you. They will not hire the whole team. So they want to know, what did you do exactly? So it's very important that you try to say I a lot, and share exactly what did you contributed to. I think at the end also, the result, or after you finished your action, I didn't know exactly what was the result. Did you get the grant? Did you not get the grant? Did you deliver this successfully? I didn't get that from what you shared. Again, maybe I missed it during your discussions, but I think this is what I could share with you right now from my end. Again, Simon may have some other points. Overall, again, it's a practice exercise. Nobody will be perfect from day one. So I don't want you to feel bad about what we're giving you as a feedback. It's a journey, and learning those things would help you prepare for the next one. In my early beginnings, I used to speak for a long time, but without engaging the people. So you definitely need also to ask questions if possible. If you can engage asking questions, then that would help the folks to engage with you. So maybe at the end of your story, you can tell them, does this resonate with the challenges that you have in your company? And then if they say yes, this resonates, or this aligns with the challenge that we have, then you have a good point. If it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't align, then they may tell you, okay, so we have other challenges. And then you can ask them, what are those other challenges? And then you try to bring another story that can make you still a good fit for this role. Does that make sense, Sharif? Are you there? You're
Yes,
mute if you're.
yes, it does.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
yeah,
This is very helpful. Thank you so much.
yeah, no worries. And one more thing, again, whenever you go for an interview, or any meeting, there is something that I learned from great speakers before, is the three things, feel, know, do. Feel, know, do. So in going to any meetings or any setup or any interview, what do you want them to feel? What do you want them to know? What do you want them to do? You know, you have to prepare for those three things very well. And definitely what you want them to do is hire you, you know, in an interview. What you want them to do is to hire you. But what do you want them to feel? They want them to feel that they are excited about you, they are engaged with you, they are, you know, happy to hear you, happy to listen to you, you know. What do you want them to know is to know that you are the right fit for this role. You know, you, regardless, you know, what the role is, you definitely need to focus on what are the key areas that they are facing today, or the challenge that they are facing today, that would make you the right fit for them. I'll pause here. I'll give it back to Samer. Anyone have any follow-up? You know, even, you know, from the group, you know, not necessarily Sharif. Does this make sense for you guys? Do you have any follow-ups, comments before Samer takes on? No?
I
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
some
Go ahead,
feedback.
Ivana.
Sharif, I really didn't know who you were and your skills. So I would want to hear that first. So I didn't get that in your
Sure.
presentation. So I want to
Sure.
know more
Yeah.
about you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ivana. That's a good one. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's a good point too. Samer, do you wanna share your feedback?
Of course, Ivana, you hit on the pain points definitely. So, Sharif, when you're in your presentation, you were talking more about where you come from, where the company, what their activity, what they were intentions, goals, and what they have achieved. And all of this is a credit for the company. You're no longer part of the company. At this stage, as Ivana mentioned, you need to speak about yourself. So we don't know what is your education. We don't know what is your specialty and how many years of experience you have. And this three important information is in every beginning of job post. That's what is HR is waiting to hear. And whenever, as Ahmed said, whenever you say, we have applied for this, we got a grant of 650,000 K. The team could not do this or receive that. You're giving a credibility for the team, not for yourself. And in the interview or in the meeting, you are trying to get points for yourself. Get out from the mentality of the company where you have been part of a team trying to give all credibility to the team and the manager and the things. Now it's all for you to harvest this for your point and present yourself for your transferable skills. You are not in this interview to present what the previous company was doing. You are going to present what you have gained as transferable skills that will lead you to the next job. You might have been doing 50 different tasks in the previous company. Now you need to select the best five that is leading you to the next job. And this is what you need to speak up about it. After some time, and Ahmed also know this, after you accumulate a big number of years in your career, like Ahmed, you have more than 25 years, for example. I do have 20 years. When you do that, you will end up seeing your resume look weird because there is no company look like the previous company. We do a lot of different jobs in our careers. There's no consistency in jobs. And that's the real life. Everybody is like this. But your master and your strength, when you show it as cohesive, you take transferable skills that needed in the last job and you highlight it in all previous jobs. That's what will show your resume as cohesive and will give you accumulated years of experience. Then you can say, I have 10 years of experience in this. This is when you show this in all the previous jobs. I hope it's helped. And if you have any reflect question, I'll do it.
Oh, this was very helpful, Samer. Thank you. And thank you, Ivana.
Awesome.
That was a good point as well.
Uh,
I was just trying to write as fast as you're always speaking. So this was very helpful. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, Sharif. You know, again, it takes a courage to do what you've done, and thank you. Kudos to you again. This is not easy, to be honest. You know, but thank you so much for doing this. Muhammad Siraj, please go ahead.
Yeah, I like to make just a few comments. First of all, it was a little bit of long. Maybe he was not prepared. That's why. So I kind of lost like you after 2, 3 minutes. And also, like this kind of conversation, like when you tell about yourself, it should have more action verb and like what you achieve. Like, okay, I lead 21 support engineers, 15 of them onshore, 6 of them offshore, and I achieved this, I achieved it. There should be some achievement. I mean, you should mention it like an action verb, and that actually reflects something and creates some kind of impulse, or like the recruiter feels interest that like if you show some achievement. So this is some of my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Okay.
Good point.
Welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, awesome. So I guess, I want this to be as interactive as possible. And again, that's not an easy thing. So another, story that you need to prepare for an interview is how do you manage communication, and how can you how do you manage relationships between team and communication? And that's another story that you need definitely to prepare for interview. Like again, you, for example, if you're uh, delivering uh, a bad message to your team or to your customer or to your stakeholders, something that that they don't like it, that they will not be happy to hear that this is going to be the case. So what do you think should be the right way to handle that situation, and how do you really deliver that message? I'll give you guys a few minutes to think, and then maybe I can share an example from what we've done before. And again, don't feel shy to share whatever story that you have. That's how you will learn, and that's how you're mostly, you guys now are under a little bit of pressure. I know from what I'm asking you, because you're not prepared for it. But this is what will happen in the interview. If you're not prepared to those kind of questions, and you don't know how to handle those questions, this is the kind of pressure that you will be into during the interview. So what are you going to do? Are you going to just, panic and just collapse and cry and say, oh my God, this is too much for me and I'm not going to handle this? Or are you going to try to do something? And this is what we are trying to figure out here together. So I'll give you again a few seconds here to think about, again, how to deliver a bad message to your stakeholders or to your customer. What is the best approach here? Okay, anyone wants to give it a try? Ivana, do you want to give it a try? No?
I'm sorry. Ahmed, did I
Yes,
pronounce your name
Ahmed.
correctly?
Yeah, yeah,
Ahmed,
Ahmed is good.
uh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just stepped away for a moment, so
Oh, no worries, no
if you
worries.
could repeat the question, I'd really
Sure,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
sure, yeah, no. So the question is, as if you were in an interview and, the interviewer asked you, how would you deliver a tough message to your customer, or a rejection message, or something that they don't expect to your customer, maybe a problem or an escalation or something, and maybe you faced this someday before. How did you handle this?
Okay, can you give me an example of that?
Yeah, sure. So, for example, your customer requested you to do a specific task, and it was out of scope, and you had to go back to your customer and say, sorry, we cannot do this.
Okay. Okay, let me think about it because I'm writing my
Sure. Yeah.
notes. Get back to me.
Yeah. No worries. No worries.
Okay, great.
No worries.
I think, can I
Yeah.
interrupt? Yeah, in
Yeah,
my
for
eyes,
sure.
if
Please.
if any request came from customer which is out of the scope or which was not in the requirement, then it should come as a change request. because I cannot do just whatever the customer asks me because I want to make the customer happy or I want to get new contract for the customer. This is not a good practice. The professional practice is this kind of, if there is a project manager, then project manager will get involved with that. If there is no project manager, even though there is a project manager, sales team will get involved. It should come as a change request, and there is a money related with that, because the change request sometimes it depends on the company. They just do it. I'm telling from my experience, from my project experience, whatever I saw, real experience, they just do it, or sometimes it can be a lump sum charge, so it's not free.
Yeah, no, again, that's what project management is about, and that's what, contracts and scope of work are for. But again, would you, in that situation, would you just throw this away as, sorry, we're not going to help you, and that's it? We'll just, not going to help you and leave with
No,
that? Or, yeah.
no.
So that's what, again, the interviewer is testing you. Like the interviewer
The
will be testing. Yeah, go ahead, please, Mohammed.
No, the one thing about the customer is you never say any negative word. You never say the word no, especially no negative
Okay.
word. Like whatever the customer say, I mean, you didn't have to mention yes, yes, yes. But say for example, you offer me a coffee, but personally I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'm the tea person. But
Hmm.
oh no, sorry, thank you. I don't like coffee. So that's kind of a little bit of offensive, and I can say in different way. Oh, no, thank you so much, Ahmed. Actually, I just have a tea. I think I'm okay right now, but thanks for your offer. So it's a different delivery, So
Yes.
if the customer says something, one thing I know that I would never say no. I would never say any negative word. I say, oh, great. Okay, let me think about it. I think I'll be not the right person to give you any decision. We have a team, so and I have to coordinate with the project manager, and I'm sure they will come back to you within short period of time.
Okay,
And
so
if I can get your
that's
proposal as a written, it
sorry.
will be very awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
No, again, that's a good way if you are not the person who will deliver that message. But I'm now telling you in the interview, I want you to deliver that message, So you have to deliver that message. What are you going to do?
I have to deliver the message to customer.
Yeah, you have to deliver the message to customer. Again, maybe that's not your role, but
Mhm.
you're now in that position that you have to deliver that message to the customer. So what are you going to do? So this is a communication challenge, and this is what the customer, or the interviewer is putting you at, and they want to see how you will handle this yourself. If you, again, your example is good in the context if you're not the authorized PM, or you're not authorized to deliver that message. But if you are the PM, or if you are the person in charge to deliver that message, how are you going to do it?
I would say, let me talk with our sales team and also the lead of our development team, and see that how much effort we need. It may be a simple change, or it may be a huge change, and I will get back to you in details.
Okay, so again, I think this is what you will do if this is the first time to hear the message. But now the question was that you're going now to the customer and delivering the no message somehow. You already, did the analysis, you already spoke with the account team, you already have those internal discussions, and you're going to the customer to deliver the no message somehow. What are you going to do?
Mm,
Again, if you don't know, Muhammad, that's fine. We can help you here. So if you
yeah,
want to give
in
it a
that
try, then yeah.
in that case, I don't know exactly how to say the customer the negative message, because I'm kind of always my role always customer face, so I don't know.
No worries. Okay, does anyone have any ideas about, how to do this? Any suggestions? And it's a tough one. Again, don't get me wrong. Ghadir, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking on like how to deliver this message. So I feel it depends on the situation. So like I might say, according to the company policy or according to a certain criteria. So unfortunately, we are not able to provide you with this service at this time because of like 1 and 2 and 3. And we understand that it might not be what you want to hear, but like this is like unfortunately like we cannot provide it.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
Okay. This is the most, real, let's say, straight way. You just deliver the message as is. And
Yeah.
that's could be a way. But do you think the customer will be happy to hear this message?
Like probably if they give me like, let's say that I'm the customer and I want to like, I'm getting a rejection for like a service or something, like I would like to hear why, like the reasons. So like if it makes sense to me, and sometimes it might be a mistakes like in understanding, so I can clarify it. So if I got the reasons for saying no, if that is possible, that like will help me to understand and not be that much frustrated. That like
Okay.
from my point, yeah.
Okay. Again, good point. Definitely not the best, but it's a good point. Anyone else want to try? Or otherwise, I'll maybe give you what. Yeah, Ivana, it seems like you have
I'd
something
like
to
to
share.
try it. Um,
Yeah.
I wear different hats, so I'm glad I took this. I'm here because I wanted to ask, how am I going to put everything together on my LinkedIn, because I'm working on my LinkedIn. So I'll give you an example of I am a retired massage therapist. I work in healthcare, and I'm pursuing careers in another direction of my life at this time. So when I treat clients, I've had several scenarios, but I'll give you this one. When I treat a client slash patient, depending if I'm in the hospital or clinic, they would always, or some of them would say, can I stay an extra 30 minutes or stuff? And they're always number one. My clients, my customers, always number one. I always address it that they're important, and I would say, unfortunately, I would love to take care of you. I should be saying love, but I'd love to take care of you and continue this treatment. However, I have other clients that are scheduled. So I would basically say, let's book you for another day or time. If you can't make it, I will come in for you and take care of you at that time. So that's how I would end it. And then say, I would go to the front desk and let the receptionist know that to book this client because she needs extra care.
Love
So
it.
that's what I would do. Any
That's amazing.
feedback on
Again,
that?
no, I think this is very, very nice way to do this. Again, you said no, but you give a solution, and you give some clarity about that you care, and you're trying to help, but in the same time you didn't make them feel that you're just rejecting them without giving them any solution. You gave them another solution, you gave them another path forward, and you tried your best to apply empathy with them, and you handle this in the best way. I think that your answer is really ideal. Samar, I see you have some insights. Go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. May I ask, Ivana, are you currently working in a retirement house?
No, I'm not. And that's a question. I'm so glad that I've seen your webinar on LinkedIn, because I've been doing a lot of research, and because I haven't been practicing for 5 years because of COVID. So in that time frame, my whole question would be for everyone is, how do I put that time frame, because there's a big space and people always ask me why. But anyways,
You're
I
referring
am
to the webinar with
I am
Maria.
not looking,
Mhm.
I'm pursuing a career, so I'm open. So I want people to know what I've done, what I want to do. And so I have a passion for it. I've done a lot of research and I have a story. I just don't know how to put it all together. So I'm so glad that I'm part of this group today. Um,
You're
so I have
welcome.
several stories. So in that time frame, uh, how how would you like me to uh, address you? Can you just let me know how you pronounce your name?
I am Samer.
Summer,
Samer, yes.
Summer, or
Sam.
Summer?
Yep.
Summer.
You made it
Okay,
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's
Okay.
correct.
I always want to make sure I pronounce people's name properly. Um, so anyways, during COVID, I've been caretaker to my family. So I
Mm.
had to make a very difficult decision and retire from massage therapy, but that's my passion, is helping people for pain and stress management. So that's where I am now, and I want to. I have a new direction in my career, my practice. So I want to know how to address that to people, so I can um, get interviews and let people know who I am and what I can do for a company, as well as their customers or patients.
Mm.
So that's where I am now. So
That's great. So let me give you some insights. I am currently
please,
working. I'm currently working for the city. I'm a human resources business partner for the city in a senior retirement long-term care house. And I'm taking care of all the employees there. So I do really understand your pain and understand where you're coming from. Your industry and your career is a very stressful career. And that is creating a lot of people who is in the same industry, but they cannot work continuously for a long time. So always there's high job rotation in your industry, like personal support workers, registered nurses, registered practitioner nurses, recreologists, recology coordinators. All this area is a very stressful occupations where people can maybe work for 1 year, 2 year maximum, and then they have to disconnect. And they might be out of work for 6 months or 8 months, and now they need to resume back to the career. That's a
right.
strategy of the industry, and that's how we have to present it in the same way. And you are not alone in that. There's many people in the same specialty is suffering from the same thing, and that is reflecting similarity also in resumes that reaching to HR. But your industry
Uh,
is of a very high demand, definitely. You just need to
yes.
present it the right way, and HR will be definitely looking for you. It's a very highly paid industry.
Okay. Yes, because I love my profession as a massage therapist. So I do medical massage, and I have worked in hospitals and long-term care homes, and I just love it. But there's certain techniques that I is not my passion to do, so I do more lymphatic drainage, pain and stress management. But I love my career. Like it's perfect for me, but the results are just amazing. So, but I'm ready to go back in, and my focus is laser therapy for pain management. I don't know if anybody knows that's photobiomodulation in the medical term. Anyways, I've been researching it since 2010, so I'm ready to get out there. Um, and I do have a marketing and business background, so I know how to sell it. I don't want to
Awesome.
say sell it, because promote it for the best
Yes.
benefit. I don't like selling, because selling is cold. So I don't like selling, because we're dealing with people. But I'm ready to continue, and it's just really hard because I don't know where to focus on LinkedIn. But
Yeah.
lymphatic drainage, working with patients with cancer and chronic pain. So the results
Amazing.
as a massage therapist and the treatments are manual therapy is amazing. So
Definitely,
I'm ready to go again.
I can from the way you present your passion toward the industry, and you have been connected very well with your clients, and you also have been in a many situation where you are doing a lot of effort that is not visible to others. So now you have the passion to it, and you want to show people, look, I am here. I have been delivering a lot of good services. My clients were very happy. Now give me a chance to deliver these services and passion within your organization. Definitely that's a good part, but definitely also you need to add more things to it. So by presenting yourself, passion, connectivity, and also the level of service you have delivered is a part of it. But also you need to present yourself with the right branding, education, total year of experience, then always focus on behavioral competencies that made you successful in the past and skills that will make you successful in the
Yeah.
future. Okay, so that's a practice.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, thank you
So
for your recommendations, but um, see, I have that stuff all done. The only thing with me, I don't know how to put it all together where it sounds well. So, anyways, that's where I am right now.
I
So,
can
any
I can help
advice or
you. Yeah, I
recommendation,
can help you
appreciate
with that, Ivana.
certainly.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, it's again, interviewing is very tough for everybody. It's not only you, Ivana, and we're all have been in that place, and it's
Hmm.
more about practice. And how do you practice? I think you have to record yourself or do this in front of the mirror, you know, ask the
Okay.
question and then record yourself, and then after some time listen to what you said, and see, did you convince yourself with your answer that this is the right answer to address the question from the
Hmm.
interviewer or not? And then accordingly you will start to reduce the amounts of words that you can say, just, or maybe, or we,
Hmm.
or something like that. So maybe those are some of the, again, some of the people who I coach have that problem. They
Okay.
use words that diminish their work, like they under estimate what they accomplish, and they speak low about themselves, and that's not a good thing. In the interview you
Yeah.
have to speak highly about yourself. You don't need to exaggerate, but at least you don't undermine yourself, because that's not a good
Oh,
thing too. So the more, again, you record yourself and
okay.
read, listen to what you said, this will help you improve the way you tell it the next time.
Okay. That's good advice. Thank you. I just want to let you
Awesome.
know that I'm from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah,
So I just
like
want you
us.
to know where I am. I would love to hear where everyone else
Thank
is
you.
from too.
I'm from Ottawa, Canada too, and Samar as well. So we're
Oh,
both
really?
local with you. Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, hi. Hopefully we can
Yeah.
meet
Thank
one
you, though.
day.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm in Canada. I think Samar is in Barhaven, so hopefully we can meet someday.
Yeah, that'd be
I sometimes
lovely.
do local events too. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
So
fabulous.
yeah,
Okay.
so I guess we're almost on the top of the hour, and again, we can definitely continue to carry on. This is a tough topic, but interesting too, and needs a lot of practice. Just to close the loop on the question that I mentioned at the beginning, and I'll give you some few steps on how to address that, hard message. Hard message is tough to handle. So before you do the decision, or sorry, before you deliver the message, you need to prepare. Before the conversation, you need to be clear on the issue, what caused it, what are the potential impacts. You need to understand, that you already understand why this customer is asking you this, or why they are pushing for that way, and then start with empathy. Like Ivana mentioned, I care about you. That empathy was very great, in the message. And then deliver the message clearly and respectfully. Like, again, what she did was very good, is that she cannot do that 30-minute because she has other clients, and that's well clear, and very respectful. And you show accountability, again, exactly like what Ivana mentioned, is that I'm happy to help you with the next step, and that's offering a solution or a path forward. So again, you don't just tell them, no, I'm not going to do it, and that's it. That's not something that you would like to hear from your let's say service provider, or from whoever the someone who's offering you a service. You need, again, to invite the dialogue. You need to end with a commitment, appreciation, that thank you for the time, I'm happy to help you, and this and that. Muhammad, I think you have a question, and then we'll take the selfie.
Yes. A quick question. Sometimes in LinkedIn, I see like say I apply for a job for a company, and after 1 week, I notice the job is reposted again. So say before reposted, I noticed like I saw two different type of scenario. Say before reposted, I saw total 200 people applied for, and when they reposted again, those number refreshed become zero. Now again, people applying for. And I saw some company reposted but not refresh. Like it's saying that because I have the premium, I can see that the 200 people already applied.
Okay.
So my question is, if I apply for a job and this job, and what I do usually, I reapplied again. But sometimes if there is a work day, it doesn't let you to reapply using the same email address. So I using different email address and open a new account and reapplied again. So now my question is, is it worth it to reapply for this kind of job again, or why this is always happen like a reposted, or the recruiter they some kind of have like a filter, like every 7 days the job automatically reposted, but although they knows they're going to hire this person. So is it worth it to reapply for the same job when you see the reposted message?
Okay, I'll give you a quick insight, and then I'll hand it to Samer, who's definitely more aware about what's happening in the background from an HR perspective. So he will definitely give you exactly, again, assuming we know what's happened in the background, we'll have to do some assumptions because Samer is not working for that company that is reposting. So the first thing, I don't want us to chase one opportunity. Like if you focus on one opportunity or one company, and you just put all your focus and energy in that, that's not a good way. And I think, again, if you just rely on LinkedIn, that's not a good way to. LinkedIn is a third party to this company. LinkedIn is not the main source for that company. So those companies, maybe they are not reposting it on their website. So you may need to check their website if they are reposting it in their website, or maybe it's just LinkedIn, because LinkedIn and Indeed, they scrap jobs from all websites and they put it in that website just to bring more people. So it could be something with LinkedIn or something with Indeed or whatever. I don't know. I don't have the details, but I would not put my energy in one role or one company or one thing, because that's going to make you feel like, oh, this didn't come, then I feel bad about this. There is so many jobs everywhere, and I would highly recommend, instead of going through the long way, which is applying online, to go through the short way, which is finding someone inside this company who will tell you exactly what's happening with this role. Like if it's reposted because maybe they made a mistake in the first job description, or they maybe missed something, and or maybe they didn't apply the whole criteria that they requested. That could be the reason. Maybe it's a glitch from the system. Maybe it's an HR or a recruiter who maybe thought this was done already, then they repost it again. Sometimes they can post the job and then find out, oh, I didn't post it, then I'll post it again. Then, oh, they realize, oh, there's two posters now. I have to remove one of them. That could happen. Again, those dynamics happen every day. So I'll pause here, give it to Samer, and see if Samer wants to, share insights from an HR perspective.
Sure. Thank you very much, Ahmed. Muhammad, look, every time HR is publishing a post on some portals, they are looking definitely for candidates. And let me tell you a secret: HR are very, very, very lazy. They don't want to work hard, and they don't want to sort and screen thousands of resumes. And definitely, when they publish a job post, they are trying to find at least 3 people who is matching the requirement of the job so they can interview them. And I am also an HR. And let me tell you, I'm very lazy. So the first person I interview, I will tell the manager, he look good, huh? Can you take him? Do you want to stop here and hire this person? And then the manager would say, no, I have noticed some red flags. Let's interview another person. The moment we finish interviewing 3 people, the manager is not happy. I will have more job on my plate. I will have to go back to the pool and look more for more people to screen them and recommend them for the interview. If I finish all the pool without finding the right person, then there's more work on my plate. I have to republish the job post again, which I don't like. So what the first thing I do, I restrict the job post from receiving the same applicants again, because that is adding double work on my plates. This is probably happened with you. When you try to apply, the system will tell you you have applied before, so we don't accept the same email. You decided to create a new profile with a new email to apply for the same job, but you applied probably in the same way. Definitely, you apply the same way, you do the same actions, you will get the same results. You decide to apply again, then go back to your resume and your application, check what was wrong. Because when I screened out the first application, there was something wrong. Try to formulate it differently, present yourself in a different way, apply again, and that time you might get another chance. But doing the same actions, it will give you the same results. That's one thing. The second thing also, don't let any screen out or rejection put you down, because nothing is personal at this stage. There might be many reasons for selecting another candidates. Sometimes the company prefers special skills or things in the applicant. So yes, we have a clear job description, but mostly maybe sometimes the manager will say, oh yeah, the job requiring French, but I don't really care about the French level now, but I do care about someone who's very strong in Excel formulas and macros. So I will be focusing and looking for this. So you might be equal with all other skills, but one thing is more special for the manager is highlighting that requesting. So nothing personal. Don't let this put you down. Keep applying for other jobs. The more you knock on the doors, you will end up with the right door opening for you and you'll get the good opportunity.
Thank you.
That's helpful, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we need to take the selfie because I see some folks already dropping it.
Right?
Yes,
The,
future career. Just go to future career. You will see
okay.
the events, and you will find that link, the same, design or post that you've seen for this call. You will find something
Yeah.
similar, and you can just register, and you'll get the invites and you'll get the reminders too.
Wonderful. One more question for
Yes.
you and the mayor. Where are you located in Ottawa? Like
I'm
your
in
business?
Canada.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
my
in
business
Canada.
is okay. It's a home business.
Okay, mine too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Because I'm in Canada too. I'd love to connect with you too.
Yeah,
If
sure. Yeah, we can. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
great.
I can leave my number and then we can, chat later on or maybe try to find some time.
Great.
Brother
Yes.
Ahmed, I thought you live in Austin, Texas.
I used to live in Austin, Texas. Now I'm back to Ottawa. I left Indeed last year and I'm now just doing this as a full time.
Oh, okay. Because I remember I met with you year before or last year. I forgot.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, I left Austin last year. That's correct.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, I'll leave my email address here in the chat too, Ivana. You can just send me an email and we can take it from there.
So what
Okay,
Thank you.
I don't.
today, guys? I see the chat is very quiet today. Nobody is posting their LinkedIn. I really encourage you guys to post your LinkedIn, connect with people in the forum today. This is a chance for you to increase your visibility.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Samer. I think we'll leave it there. I don't see any other questions in the chat. So we'll give everybody back their Sunday and we'll see you again next week. Oh, Adir, you have a question. Okay, good timing. Go ahead.
Just follow up a question. So because you asked a question about how to deliver a bad message, so it seems that like we didn't really came across to this situation and like in my previous work. So what can I do in this situation if I get asked question but I don't really have a story of it. Like I can maybe like give an insight on how to do it, like similar in the way that I did today. But if I don't have a story, what is your best advice?
Very good question. Thank you, Adia. So I'll give you again what I normally do, but I'll also pass it to Samer to share his wisdom. So what I normally do if I don't remember any story or I don't remember any situation like this, I will tell them, I don't recall any situation like that at this moment. But if I were in that place, this is what I will do. And I'll tell them, what I just mentioned to you, that I'll take the facts, I'll analyze the situation exactly. I'll share,
Mhm.
the empathy and tell them, that this is my solution to you, and I'll clearly say no in a way that is politely and respectfully and without, making it look bad. But I'll
Mhm.
again, this is what I'll do. And if you want to practice those kind of situations, Ghadir, online, you just go to ChatGPT and
Mhm.
ask ChatGPT to list down for you situational questions for for interview for your role. So just ask ChatGPT to list down for you multiple situational interview questions for your role specifically, in order to get those kind of questions early on, and then start to think about it while you're still in a relaxed mode. You're not in the stress mode in the interview. When you're in interview and you get that question and you're not ready, then it's gonna be stressful.
Exactly, yeah. But it's totally fine, like to say I don't recall anything.
Yeah, you're a human being again. You're not, a machine. You're not, a memory hard disk. You definitely could remember a few things, could not
Mm.
remember. It's definitely going to be better if you have an example. If you
Yeah.
have an example that will look good, that you're prepared well for the interview. But if you don't have an example, if you couldn't really think about anything, then that's how you will deal with it.
Okay. Sounds
Samer, go
good.
ahead, please.
Okay, Ghadir, you made a very good question, and that will relate to why are you going for the interview? So
Mm-hmm.
you're sitting in the interview. Are you sitting there to build connections with these interviewers, or just to show that you are a nice person, or
Mm-hmm.
to get the job? If your objective is to get the job, then your intention should be all to collect points in the interview, because the interviewers are giving you score at this stage. When they ask you a question that is situational questions, that means they want to give you points based
Mm-hmm.
on previous experience.
Yeah.
You don't have a previous experience, we will not give you points. Okay. So if you say I have never done this in the past, then your score is zero. I am sorry, I'm HR, and this is what I do. But with a smile, you will see that I'm very nice in the interview. I will not confront with any interviewee. They will leave the interview feeling very happy, and they will say, I presented myself very good. But I will be a very good listener in the interview session. You did not present yourself with a previous experience, then you don't have experience with this question. You get a zero. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a previous experience, present it. If you don't have, try to make it based on previous experience. Because look, what is the question? Like, give me a question and I will tell you how to answer it. And then, unless if something like factual, like if someone asks me a question, I am doing an HR manager, okay? And they ask me a question. If one of your employees have died on the spot in the workplace, how would you react? So if I have a case that happened this way, I will say that happened with me with that time. I fixed it this way. The result was this way. And that is the STAR technique. Everybody going for interviews should be very familiar with that and practicing it and presenting it in a good way so they can get the score. If you are not able to say that it never happened with me in the past, then it's a hypothetical question. And then it's an only assumption. And saying that, okay, based on my logic, if someone died in the work office, I will act in this way, but that is not an enough proof that I will be acting this way. My logic will tell me do that. But when a person died in the workplace, I will be panicked under a lot of stress and I might not behave in the same way. So there is no HR that will take a risk to hire you if you haven't done that in the past. It's only as per a logic,
Mhm.
it will not be approved. And I, as an HR, I don't want to hire a person and take a risk, jeopardizing my job by hiring someone who might be acting as he said. I want to
Yes.
see someone who did it in the past. So if your intention to get points, it should be linked with the previous experience.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Good point. Thanks, Samir. Okay, awesome. I don't see any other questions. I hope this was a good call for everybody. Very informative. Again, we try to make it as engaging and interactive as possible. We sometimes don't do a great job, but please forgive us if we don't engage you enough. Um, Happy to see you again next Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.